Orisha luba watile, Orisha luba watile, Oshun wa so so. Orisha luba watile, Oshun wa so so. Orisha luba watile.
I am transformation when I dance. I am a manifestation when I dance. I am history, I am language, I am culture.
When we have an Orisha feast and the people gather around and they sing together, and the drums play, and that melody blends with the singing and plus the movement, because the movements of the body gives you a different type of energy. So when those three things combine, the people clapping and the singing and the swaying and the drums playing, that energy level is what reaches out there and summons the Orisha and tell the Orisha, yes, we're ready. Please come.
The Orisha are the names of the deities of the Yoruba people in present-day Nigeria. Orisha worship is part of a diasporic network that's found in Brazil and Cuba, and to an extent in Haiti, increasingly in the United States, Puerto Rico, parts of South America, things like that. In Trinidad, the actual worship itself has absorbed or has taken on board aspects of the Rada, mostly located in the present-day Republic of Benin. In terms of the singing and drumming and certain things like that, the Congo nation. The way the Orisha has been practiced in Trinidad, the Yoruba practice has drawn on iconography of Catholicism and Christian prayers, and which was like the dominant religion that they encountered here, you could say. So they drew on it both for reasons of survival and for pragmatic reasons. They believed it had power and all of that. Some shrines, I believe one phrase that is used is called the full circle, will take on board aspects of Hinduism, aspects of Baptist, aspects of Chinese work, aspects of Kabbalah. Some shrines will be quite mixed in what they do. More recently, there has been, when I say more recently, over the past few decades, it's like a generation now really, there has been that movement towards a more supposedly authentic Nigerian practice, which draws into practices that have not been part of Trinidad over the past 150 years, like Ifa practice, which was part of Cuba but not part of here, for instance. But even on the ground now, even those things are kind of crossing over with each other now to a significant extent. So it's quite interesting, yeah.
I'm Xavier Phillips. I'm the chairman of Wassa Fully and Malik Folk Performing Company. And we do our traditional folk together, sometimes with mostly West African dancing. I don't even think people understand the true meaning of ancestors. I believe that we don't really pay homage to the ancestors as we should. If you're in or around the Orisha side of it, they pay homage to the ancestors on a regular basis, more than anything else. But it is a minority religion in Trinidad and Tobago. Even though we have a heavy African background, we was more on the Catholic side than any other side. So there were a lot of people who finding this space and finding the self where the Orisha is concerned. Well, your culture is who you are, you know. You can only be recognized and identify yourself by your culture. Your roots is where you belong. And that is your culture, and your culture is you. Your culture is what identifies you, nothing else. So that is most important. Your culture. I mean, we have to stand firm and believe in what we are, who we are, and what we're supposed to represent. We have to do that. If we don't do that, then we're lost. We'll be a lost people, and we don't want to be lost.
A sense of strength came in knowing the history of my ancestors, and something so emotional started to take place.
We were brought up in Roman Catholic and stuff like that, but I found Orisha at mature age. I had to say I just find Orisha, and someone met me and started to talk to me about it and make me aware of me, and then I started to find out much about me. Why am I existing? Why am I here on earth? I just used to get up and just move, and I always felt like something was missing. But when I did found out, that void has been filled. So I realized that is what was missing in my life, knowing Olodumare.
Up until my lifetime, it was badly stigmatized. It has been changing in the context of people seeking African roots and sense of self. So from the 70s, when ideologues were attracted to the tradition explicitly, so that has done a lot to raise the profile over time in terms of the level of class and education, the people who are joining the tradition, high profile people identifying with the tradition, and the general recognition of these kinds of traditions even globally has done a lot to raise the profile. So it has a very high profile now, although there is still stigmatization in terms of those who are influenced by certain forms of fundamentalist Christianity, which is also strong in our society at present. Spirit possession is a leela of the deities, whether African or Indian. How their dance and their play and their work and those concepts really merge into each other. You know, so their dance and their movements really represent their ashe in terms of how it is at play in the universe and how it manifests in human life.
Orisha represents man and the earth. Orisha is an embodiment of the two. Our ability to live in unison with the earth as well as our ancestors. These Orishas all play a very important aspect of our life. Right, they come together, and when they manifest in our party, they dance.
The dancing in Trinidad Orisha tends to be more spontaneous. It's not as choreographed as you would get in Santeria and maybe even Brazil. Except when the person moves into possession, then there are certain dance moves by which certain deities can be identified or marked by, that can be, well, one may say choreographed, but it's the choreography of the spirits, as it were.
We being the vessel, the Orisha comes on us, and it takes our body some time to get accustomed. They call it the mountain of the horse. Each person gets a different signal as to when the Orisha coming. When the Orisha do sits on you, you take a while. You come like a child that is now learning to walk. The Orishas try to communicate a lot of things to us. They talk about our lifestyle, right? How we should live in order for all of us to have longevity. They are concerned about us, and they care for our well-being. That they will come and they will communicate these various things to us.
They talk to you in dancing, If you could read dance, they talk to you while they dance it, and you read the dance. When I saw the dance, I was amazed to see that the people who was doing the dance was mostly women. That was around 1939. You see these women moving like men when they're dancing and they're raising their foot. Motion. It was a beautiful thing to see.
Each Orisha dances a different way. Ogun will move about and dance brisk and violent and swing his cutlass left, right and center, or he sword and jump up and down. Osain will dance a very sweet melodious dance that will sort of imitate like if he's doing an Indian dance or a Hindu dance.
In my opinion today, the younger generation trying to bring in their own thing. I saw the dance was changing. You have prettier movements, less hand movements, even the drumming, different. So right now, we're going to see a lot of change.
Shango, Orisha Shango, that is the Orisha of dance. There's no other Orisha that dances like him, or could even come as close to dancing as him. When you watch Orisha Shango manifest, you stand up in awe and watch him because he will jump up and touch the ceiling and drop on his knee. No other Orisha does that.
At a young age, I began to acknowledge what is called Orisha in Trinidad as a spiritual person, not as a practitioner of Ifa per se, but through what we call dreams, visions, and spiritual experiences. Within that same time of acknowledging that, I also acknowledge my other abilities, which was artistic in performing arts, starting with dance, which became my first passion. I realized that even my very purpose existed before I existed as this person. And then I started to connect to why I feel the way I feel and why I love drums and why I feel connected to the earth. And then I begin to find that in my history that I didn't know, or that which was kept from me, or that which was hidden, or that which was lost. I begin to feel empowered. I begin to feel the strength of my gift and my talent. can now share my experiences and my spiritual development according to Yoruba Orisha through theatre arts by what I am now developing, something that would be heard of, and it would be called Oribata, which means head and drum. That will be the name of the technique / style of what I want to present in our country and to the Caribbean. For theatre, we would try not to make it religious, but respect the essence of it being something done with reverence and having attributes and connecting to different parts of our being and having purpose and function. We're going to deal with 3 particular energies. One which might be commonly known as Shango or Obakuso. And why choosing that energy, which is personified as a masculine energy, responsible for the element of thunder and lightning. He's also responsible for passion or internal, the heat within the body, which also is connected to desire. He is also known to be the Lord of Dance. So I think respectively we should go through movements that is connected to him. Then we have Oshun, which is personified as a feminine energy, very soft. She is responsible for beauty and charm and sensuality and attraction and sexuality and all the different things. Then we have Shakpana, which is known to be the energy, one of the energy of the earth, personified as a masculine energy, being king of the earth. He also bears the ability to trap and release things in the atmosphere. So he's known to be responsible for diseases, both grabbing it, taking it from the atmosphere, and also releasing it. Within the Ifa Yoruba tradition, Shango is also known to be the owner of drums and the Lord of Dance. So then the energy of Shango would be like one of the principal energies within creative arts. We have Oshun, which would be like the balance, as in the feminine aspect of this same dance energy, creative energy. So traditionally here in folk, we have done a mixture of movements and just label it as Shango dance or Orisha dance, which would be incorrect if you understand the tradition. So my whole point is to take that, transform that through the understanding of tradition to bring about a more awareness, something more respectful, and to actually open it not just as a dance, but to understand that it could actually be manifested throughout theatre.
I tap into my spiritual side to bring out dancers. I take the elements. I know the Orishas, and they represent nature, they represent the elements, represent life. If you want the dance to look authentic, then some of the movements that we use are from manifestations. We will take the moves and we can, what you call it, stylize it.
For theatre, as I said before, characterization is very important. Your eyes. You have to internalize that it is something within coming out of you. From there to here. Open.
I start doing it now and I start teaching it to my kids about the centering of yourself and about feeling this whole body and this whole embodiment and actually feeling whatever. If you want to move your feet and bring it to here, actually feeling it coming from the earth. They love to dance. Children, I understand to know. And the thing about it, they give it their all. I was doing a dance with Oshun and they naturally have this beauty. They themselves represent that and it's not false. You know when you see it, you see it true and pure. Orisha is the easiest thing to come to people's mouth. When they consider anything to be negative, that's the first thing they say, oh, that's Orisha. Yeah, they cut off goat neck. Yeah, but why? Everybody believes that it's Obia. You have all this force that I can turn you into a frog or I can go into the cemetery. I don't know where they get these stories from, but it's myths and stories.
Today, that don't know about the Orisha, get to find out that you is an Orisha or you is a Shango, as how they say. They have a sort of negative feelings towards you because of the superstitions and the mislabeling and all the misconceptions.
Because people already has the stigma that Orisha is bad. And when they see someone it happening on stage, it's like, because they don't understand, it comes over negative. So we try not to put everything as would happen in the Ile or certain things. You still withheld certain things from doing on stage that you will actually do in a Ile. Take that same dance and you go into the Ile, they look at it differently. But seeing the little children do it on stage, they are going, wow, this is so great, it's so fantastic. It is fantastic, but yet if it comes out from the Ile, it's bad. Seeing the little children do it on stage, it gives people a more comfort in actually seeing it and seeing that it's harmless and nobody's going to die and you're not going to see somebody drinking blood or anything like that. It could be also pleasant if those things do exist. It is not of Orisha, and Orisha have been getting the bad name for it.
My body is an instrument that plays rhythms of movement into vibration and the dance of the universe. I embody nature to express the voice of the invisible that brings me the messages of intuition, opening the way to the forest where I gaze towards the sky, which reflects the colors of the rainbow. My feet on the ground feel the power of the land, guiding me to live in harmony and wisdom.
This body has a free spirit that flies like a bird. It does not matter if the bird flies slow or fast, high or low. This body moves with harmony and the wisdom to live.
I'm going to share something that have been studied, have been learned, and have been grew up with. But for us, if you feel the breeze, if you look at the sky, if you go to the ocean, if you see the rivers, if you see the trees, the roses, everything in life, that's the presence and the vibration of the Orisha. That I cannot talk. It's right there for us to feel.
In Orisha, energy is vibration. So the drumming establishes, creates, manifests that very energy or vibration that you can say are the gods themselves, you know. So it's a means through which you can like a key tap into the energy, the matching energy in the universe.
But what's happening with the system, they say that don't connect with that thing because this is a part of the devil presence. Because you should be far away for what empowers you. You understand that I can be the presence of the fire. I can be the presence of the water. Because we have been transformed for us to don't feel the presence of the water, it's just go to the water and not appreciate what the water can do for us. Now everybody talk about ecology. Now everything is vegetarian, everything is eco, everything is this and that. Well, we used to be that. We used to care about nature because we are nature. How can I treat myself badly if I'm nature? And why we talk about these things in class? This is a day's class. Why do you talk about it? It's because It's not separation from me. Because what we're going to do now is nurture. Is the presence of the universe. Right?
Maybe the world has developed a way to try to separate it between your thinking, but naturally, spiritual self, physical self, your history, the tradition of things, and what evolved in the evolution of time and the experiences is not separated. It happens all together. All together. It's a way of life. So it's everything. It's not, nothing is separated. It's not like Orisha is just this, Orisha is that. It's everything. How you eat, how you drink, how you live, how you grow, how you talk, how you behave, what you learn, your transitions, your trials, your tribulations, your road, how you walk, your experiences, everything. So then, within the tradition, naturally they have theater. Naturally they have dance. They have all the aspects. They have singing. They have musicians. They present things. It's artistry. So it's like sort of bringing that to a clarity without being religious, but only the acknowledgement of a visible essence that you could see and experience, and we experience it naturally, no matter where you're from. Perfume, or you taste honey, that's sweet. In Orisha, it is Oshun. Orisha is the understanding of these natural things in life and understanding the energy that exists and what drives it, how to tap into it, how to understand the essence of it, and to be able to use perfume as what it is naturally, a charm. Somebody passed by you and it smells sweet. You look, you turn, you taste something sweet, you remember that, and you would yearn for it. And that's so natural. Yet, on Orisha, there's a design that can help you understand that in all its capacity, in that full essence, and to be able to embrace it.
Baila con el viento, Babalú, Aye, el Eguá, Orula y Opatalá, sentados en la misma mesa, escuchan la voz divina de Dios, el Señor. Sigue sus espíritus, siento mi sangre revolverse en mis venas, mis sueños volar sobre la tristeza de un barracón. Nace el amor al sinsonte, nace la grulla en el monte, y el negro prefiere el tambor. H.
People who are truly involved in culture and have that passion and drive, they connect so naturally in spite of race, color, gender, religious background, religious dominations, anything of the sort. Culture breaks that barrier. So, in some sense, it carries this essence of universal oneness. It's like that language that speaks for everyone without a face, without a name.
I have a deeper appreciation of nature, right? I listen to the water when it falls. I listen to how it flows down the river. I look and observe, I see, to see if the fishes are there in all the different senses. It makes you have a deeper sense of appreciation and awareness. It helps you change your attitude towards the environment, because when you harm nature, you're harming the Orishas.
Everything in the world have to change. And when the change comes, we must accept it.
I would use this phrase, set my spirit free. Set my spirit free. And however you identify to that, I dance because of that. I find myself speaking through dance. I can create my own happiness in dance. I could feel everything that there is to feel. I can dance and I'm in a different world.
Yeah.
I don't even see the audience. I know they are there, I know I'm on a stage, but I go to another place. So dancing for me is a beautiful place that I could be.
It is in healing in every way. In every way you could personally think about healing, the mind, the heart, the body, the soul, in every single way you could think about where healing is concerned, where dance and drumming is concerned. It is there. It's just for you to put the passion into it.
When I dance, I feel my mother presence in me. I actually feel the Orisha presence within me. Because we all have that within us. We all have that Orisha. We will call it Orisha. People will say guidance. Whatever it is, we all have it within us. It's just for us to search and find. Doing that is knowing you.
When you become involved in performing arts, it moves you away from most negative things. Like people, when they sing or they dance or they perform or whatever, they get a release. It's a way of opening, evolving, feeling free, letting go of negativity. So then to allow people to embrace that could somehow propel changes in young people, in the thinking, because the atmosphere of performing arts, it has a strong social life. Within that, you gotta have to learn discipline, you gotta have to learn respect, you gotta have to learn manners, you gotta have to learn behavior, etiquette, your timing, the way you do things, how you approach people, you know? It molds a person in their mind, in their thinking, their ability to do things, their ability to accept, their ability to give, to share, to receive, and even to change.
It helps with curbing, what they call it, crime. What I realize is that most of the dancers that dances with me or dances within my company are focused. So I realize dance can keep you focused on something positive.
Bata, the technique is a channel for positive things, a channel for positive energy. It's going to be new, it's going to be refreshing in the understanding of what it is and the clarity of what would be presented. They're receiving it so much that people actually develop spiritual vibrations and they somewhat go into manifestation, because it's not religion, it's just life. It's life manifesting, you know, it's life manifesting.
Shun Yalodo.